quick nugget is that this is a part of what my own coach, because yes, coaches do have coaches.
Yes, I
My
have one
own
too.
coach, yep. She said she helped me to understand that this is a part of what we call cultural agreements, right, in our family. So the way that you keep family business in the family, the way you don't tell your business, so to speak, the way you just kind of have that crazy uncle that acts inappropriately that we ignore, and he's doing things he's not supposed to do, but Uncle so and so, that's just how they are. That type of mentality is what keeps these things secret. And I've been on a journey, I want to say, probably since 2010, in small ways, taking baby steps. And I was, as you mentioned, peeling away layers of things that did not work for me. So my family's heritage is Jamaican.
Got
And
it.
that's where my parents are from. My sister and I were born here in America, but, very heavily steeped in culture and, respect for elders and, just general respect and, do as I say type mentality. And work hard, work 3 times as hard to get half as much, and be happy for the opportunity that you will be given, as opposed to you creating it. They taught us what they were taught.
Yes.
And it was very much a different time, where they didn't risk the unhappiness of their elders, if you call it that. They didn't necessarily challenge, their elders, not that they were wrong, but, for a new way of thinking. So that's how we entered the game. And at this point, I don't even blame them, right? It's just the way that they're made up. But I definitely come from the school of, if you know better, do better, or at least investigate it. How about that?
Let's figure it out.
Right? So I started that journey because there were things that weren't working for me. There were, dreams that I could see, for myself that I wasn't necessarily achieving, career-wise, academically. I'd gone back to school to get my master's. I became a consultant. We had to move out to California because when we were here in Georgia in 2009, my husband and I were laid off 6 months apart. So really radical change, that we were like, and we had 3 small children. So we got to figure it out, but I saw my mom work really hard. I saw my dad work really hard, and they were married. They've always been married. They've always lived together. So outside, right, the picture looks good. The house, the 2 kids, and, from the outside it looked good. But internally, there was always, at least for me, a lacking, you know what I mean?
Yes.
A need to improve, because you're never good enough. And yes, you had the general, there was food in your belly. The lights were on, middle class struggles, if you call it that, where occasionally something would be turned off. But I mean, very much conforming type lifestyle, right? And so that was the expectation. I'm the oldest of 2, so there's always been an expectation that, I set a good example for my sister and I follow the rules and blah, blah, blah. But I did not know, and maybe they didn't know either, how to make the transition from always doing what your parents said to thinking on your own, right? I knew how to imitate what they showed me, but I didn't know how to, and I can say this openly, make a decision on my own that didn't feel radical.